Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a concept that is so powerful, but also, let's be honest, incredibly difficult. We're talking about forgiveness, and we're going to look at it as a real, practical journey toward finding some inner peace.
So let me just start with a question for you. What is the real cost of holding on to a grudge? I mean, we've all been there, right? Carrying around that resentment, it's heavy. It's a weight that can mess with our minds, our bodies, and our spirit. But what if putting that weight down was actually within your control all along?
Because really, that's what this is all about. That's the end goal we're aiming for. The ultimate value, the thing we get from this journey, is a state of personal peace. And you know what? Forgiveness is the path that can get us there.
All right, so to find that peace, we first have to get super clear on what forgiveness actually is, and maybe even more importantly, what it is not. When you boil it all down, forgiveness is an act of love, of mercy, of grace. But here's the key. It's not some passive feeling that just happens to you. No way. It's an active choice. It is a conscious decision you make to release someone from the wrong they did to you. And, for a lot of people, the whole foundation for this idea is spiritual. In Christian thinking, for example, you see scriptures like this one that set up a core principle. You forgive other people because you yourself have been forgiven. It kind of creates a model of grace that you're then encouraged to show to others.
Okay, now this slide is where most of us get tripped up, so it's really important. Forgiveness is about releasing someone, yes, but it is absolutely not about approving of what they did. It's not about pretending it didn't happen or getting amnesia. And, this is critical, it does not mean you have to go back into a harmful situation. It's not even based on whether you think that person deserves it.
So that leads us right to our next big idea. If forgiveness isn't just a feeling, then what is it? Well, it's an active process. It's a total act of your will, and it's something you have to consciously prepare yourself for.
So how in the world do you prepare for something like that? Well, it seems to happen on 3 different levels. First, you've got the spiritual level, getting in touch with your core beliefs, whatever those are for you. Then there's the mental part. You have to make a firm, conscious decision just to start. And finally, emotionally, you got to let yourself feel the hurt, acknowledge the pain, and then trust that healing can happen.
Now, this preparation, it involves some pretty deep reflection. For anyone with a faith, a really powerful first question might be something like this. What does God say about forgiveness? Just understanding that spiritual framework can be a huge first step.
And from there, it has to get personal. It's got to be about you. Beyond any teaching or book, what is your take on it? How has your own life, your own experiences, shaped what forgiveness means to you right now?
And this is where we can totally flip the script. Instead of thinking of forgiveness as being weak or letting someone off the hook, how can you start to see it as an act of personal power, as a true source of your own strength?
So, you do all this hard internal work. What's the payoff? What's the whole point of all this? What's the end game here?
It's this, right here. One word, freedom. See, by forgiving other people, the person we truly set free is ourselves. We're the ones who get to walk out of that spiritual and emotional prison that holding a grudge builds around us. And I mean, think about the alternative, the cost of not forgiving, of holding on to that bitterness. Well, it's a continued lack of that very peace we're all looking for. We stay chained to that person and to that moment.
A passage like this really gets to the heart of why. It doesn't just say let go of bitterness, it frames it as a specific path, modeled on grace. The whole idea is to be part of a cycle of compassion, not a cycle of hurt.
Okay, let's bring it all home. Let's take all of these ideas and think about that final step in the journey, how to make this all real. So if you remember anything from our chat today, let it be these things. First, the goal here is your peace. It's not about them. Second, forgiveness is a choice, not an approval stamp. You can forgive the person without ever condoning the action. And finally, the ultimate outcome is freedom. Your freedom from the heavy weight of resentment.
Which brings us to one last, very personal question. Because this isn't just some theory, right? It's a choice. So looking at your own life with this new understanding, who will you choose to release today so that you can finally be free?